Welcome to another exciting episode of The Trading Bell. This week on the show, we'll be speaking to Nancy Matimu, the Managing Director of Multichoice Kenya. She'll be talking to us about how the COVID-19 has impacted on their business and what opportunities they continue to see in the African continent. But before we get into the interview, let's take a look at her profile.
Nancy Matimu is the Managing Director of Multichoice Kenya Limited and has held the position since 2019. She was previously the Vice President, Head of Market Development for Sub-Saharan Africa at MasterCard. She previously also served at HF Bank as the Chief Digital and Marketing Officer. She has also worked in Airtel Africa as the General Manager for Marketing and the Head of Product and Innovation Revenue Management. She holds an MBA in Strategic Management from Strathmore University and a bachelor's degree in Environmental Studies from Kenyatta University and a postgraduate diploma CIM in Marketing as well. She's a graduate of the Advanced Management Program and Chief Executive Program from Strathmore IESE and Lagos Business Schools.
Thank you so much for having us in your home.
Thank you very much, Abiagina. It's such a great pleasure.
Well, first time on the program, we're really delighted to have you as well. And just walk us through, how have you been coping with this COVID-19, social distancing, people working from home? How has it been for you as Nancy?
Well, I think being digitally prepared has put me in a very good position to be able to continue running the organization. We started adopting digital collaboration in December, long before COVID came. And we've had our morning routines, our daily management routines running on Microsoft Teams and other digital collaboration platforms. So when COVID came, we're just as prepared. But I think one of the most different things, especially for leadership, is how do you drive productivity in the face of COVID-19 when you have to work from home and I don't see you every day? How do I trust that we are getting things done? How do you trust that I will get things done for you and give the approvals or get the business and make the decisions on time and keep the momentum going? So for me, it's been a new discovery, but very refreshing, to be quite honest. I've been amazed by the agility of Kenyan businesses and the agility of businesses globally to be able to just not only adapt to the changing times, but quickly deploy technology to be able to even get ahead and discover new frontiers.
Interesting. And what's your experience of working from home? It's something that is now the new normal. We're seeing Kenyans embracing this new way of working. Perhaps any challenges so far?
I think there are, you need to look at it differently in different segments. There are different types of setups in every home. You have a home that has adult children like my home. You have a home that has little children who have to be supervised. And you have the home of a single person on the other hand. So you have different people working at home being confronted with different challenges. In my particular case, it's actually a very easy environment because I have a lot of assistance and a lot of help around me. With children between 16 years and 25 years in the household, I have a lot of access to easy help. I can get things done so much faster.
I can't wait to get there.
But when I have meetings with my team, I am conscious of the fact that some of them are having children coming onto the screen. And as part of the entertainment, we allow them to just join in and participate. Because as someone reminded me, we are the ones who have actually invaded their space. And then also bearing in mind that it can be a very stressful situation for a young mother or a young father who has to start by preparing the children, walking them through the schooling, homeschooling, and keeping them busy. That's a full-time job in itself. And at the same time, still has to do what Multichoice, for instance, wants him to do between 8 and 5 o'clock and still deliver.
Interesting. And I believe you've been doing a good job while at it.
I think so. I think we've done a fairly good job, to be quite honest. What's interesting, and I would like to hear what my peers CEOs would say as well, is that we've seen an improvement in employee engagement and even productivity in certain areas. And especially when you put yourself in the shoes of your employees and then put their health and their wellness first. And they start to see a different face of the organization, a humane face, which is very difficult sometimes to put forward for an organization. So COVID has allowed us also to put in a persona that people can relate to with the organization that they had never interacted with.
All right, interesting. And a lot about coping and how you've been literally handling business from home. Let's now talk more about the business itself. Multichoice Group is a listed company in South Africa, in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And just walk us through your operations in Kenya and in Africa.
Okay, so we operate across multiple countries, over 40 countries in Kenya, in Africa, and we're currently servicing actively over upwards of 19 million households that are watching content, video entertainment on different platforms. What we do best is actually to aggregate content that brings you timely news, to keep you informed, but we also ensure that we give you content that gives you peace of mind. So when you look at what we actually stand for, our brand purpose is enriching lives. How do we enrich lives? We believe that the human being of today is on the quest of information, timely, reliable, credible information. So we house the best news platforms, including yourselves, right? And we bring you credible, reliable news that you can relate to. And in this time of the COVID-19 season in particular, the one sought after piece of video content is actually news.
Sure.
Right? Everybody wants to wake up and know what next, what does the government have for us, what are the regulations, what's happening globally when the economies open up. But when we say we enrich lives and we give you information, we've gone to the core of what really it means to have a truly enriched life. And at the forefront is happiness. Happiness, achieving and realizing your passion, and at the end of the day, a stress-free life. I always ask people, how do you feel when you watch your favorite game? And especially when you watch your favorite match and you watch them win, how does it feel? And that feeling, that's what we strive to bring to you. The same case, you might have a passion. I love fashion, for instance. I love cooking as well. And I love food shows. I love the Kardashians, as an example. I love keeping up with lifestyle, ideally. And it's just something I honestly cannot be able to explain to you until you experience it. The way you feel when you watch a soccer match is exactly the way I feel when I watch the Kardashians, for instance. It is relaxing. It is blissful. It's happiness. And that's how we seek to serve and live our purpose of our brand. But then how do we actually make it happen? If you look at our brand, we pride ourselves as the #1 video entertainment platform in Africa. And the reason why we have been able to uphold that position is because we go for the best quality entertainment. We invest in getting you as good quality entertainment from across the globe and locally. And increasingly, you're seeing us invest quite a bit in local content because we believe it is time that we also started taking pride in our own local content. There's a lot of pride coming out of Nollywood in the content that we are seeing on Nollywood and even getting itself onto global platforms. There is now also increasingly a lot of good content coming from East Africa on the East Africa Maisha Magic, for instance, platform. And we have great shows that are running. And increasingly, as we create a platform for entertainment, we're also creating a platform for people to actually earn a livelihood, to expand opportunities, economic opportunities for our trade partners, but also as much as possible increase the employment opportunities. So for instance, in Kenya, what people don't know is that Multichoice Kenya, under its DSTV flagship brand and its GoTV brand, directly and indirectly employs over 3,000 people. We have a foot soldiers complement of over 2,000 people working for us every single day, 7 days a week, bringing you entertainment and ensuring that you're connected wherever you are at in Kenya. Then we work with a network of just above 1,000 dealers and what we call their downline of accredited agents, and over 700 installers. Increasingly, we don't just exist to deliver profits for our shareholders, we are an active partner in developing the economies in the countries that we operate in and in Kenya. And to that end, I'd like to say that we are actually very privileged to work very closely with the ministry and especially work with the Kenya Film Board and as well as the Kenya Film Classification Board as well, the Kenya Film Commission, and various other partners, including even the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, who are the government-owned broadcasting house. And we work to build competency to enable them, elevate themselves in terms of the quality of production. We're working very closely on that front with Dr. Bilal. But we also pride ourselves in taking an active role in not just the everyday thing that you see us doing, but for instance, we have the Multichoice Talent Factory, and then I mentioned that we have production houses locally through Mnet, which is also one of our brands, and a Multichoice, under which we actually produce the Maisha Magic Show.
All right.
Now, there is a village somewhere in Limuru, somewhere in Kenya, called the Nderi Village. And we have literally transformed that village because it is now a filming village, so to say.
Wow.
A place that possibly had almost nothing. We get all the materials for the sets that we create. We get it locally. It is built by the locals. And we have gotten a good part of the, you'd call them, props and the team that supports the cast from the village.
Wow.
So we've actually made an impact, a social impact in that specific village.
All
and maybe sometime we can feature Nderi Village in the future.
Definitely. Yeah. Quite an interesting cocktail of what you do as a company. I'm keen to find out from you, how have business operations been affected with the lockdowns that we've seen in quite a number of African countries? And did we see a drop in business? Did we see a spike? Perhaps paint for us the picture.
Okay. It depends on the business that you are in. We are in the business of video entertainment served through digital platforms. The good news is that lockdown or no lockdown, you will still get your content wherever you are at.
Sure.
However, we have had some challenges with lockdowns because, for instance, when you have the pubs and clubs closed and the bars closed, that is a substantial part of our business, as you know. A lot of people and travelers love to go and watch content and watch their favorite matches in a pub setting.
With their friends.
With their friends. I'm told that the drink tastes better in the pub.
Yeah.
The game feels better in the pub.
Oh, yes.
And I'm also told that...
I can attest to that.
You can attest to that. And I'm also told the timing also matters. In the night. Yeah. It's even better. Right. So when we had the lockdown and the curfew, it's meant that that part of our business has been affected.
Sure.
But on the flip side, we've also seen a growth in our residential business, which is very encouraging. We've also had interruptions in the physical way of the way we execute our business because to sell and deliver equipment, we have to deliver to you physically.
Sure.
But that has forced us to innovate very quickly and deploy our telesales platform. You can dial *423# and select buy to buy DSTV or GoTV and have it delivered at your doorstep without having to leave your house whatsoever. The opportunities in the digital world are abound. Let me just put it in numbers and contextualize it for you. Today, for us to deliver entertainment to Kenyans, we physically have to deploy to 12 million households as per the last census. 12 million households, physically one by one. Okay. In the digital age, with our Showmax brand and our DSTV Now brand that you can access through dstvnow.com, you can just type www.dstvnow.com, and from the comfort of your home in front of your smart TV or on your smartphone, you have access to great entertainment. What does that tell you? That at the same time, it would have taken me to deploy to 12 million households, possibly over years,
totally
can be crushed overnight, and I can deliver video entertainment overnight to 8 million active, social media active smartphones in the country. If you open your eyes, you will see the opportunity.